I'm Head Ned. I started and currently front a Ned Flanders themed metal band called Okilly Dokilly. IAmA, thanks again for all the melon scratchers and nose news. We'll have some new tour dates announced soon, so stay posted. See you out there neighboriness. Thanks for all the great questions neighboriness. I'll be answering just a few more, then I'm off to get in a quick visit to the Cider Fest. Thanks. In 2015, I started a band called Okilly Dokilly. We called it the world's only Nedal band and nearly all of our songs are direct Ned quotes. While we only intended to play a few small shows and have a couple laughs, the band's original demo and press photos went a bit viral, earning us 20k Facebook fans and 1 million Bandcamp plays in less than 2 weeks. Since then, we've released 2 records, played multiple US and international shows and more recently, had our music video for White Wine Spritzer played during the credits of an actual episode of The Simpsons. Check out more from us at the links below. /okillydokilly.com, facebook.com/Okilly Dokilly Band, okillydokillybandcamp.com/proof, https://i.red.itl0z6kj2jid21jpg.
Ned says, did you have to jump through any legal hoops to form this band?
Head Ned replies, we always thought it would be a possibility. So far we haven't had to. Grunjoke says, we all know Ned loved caroling. How about a Christmas album, please? Head Ned replies, that could be interesting. It's not beyond possibility.
Dollar Sparkle says, how did you all decide what kinds of Neds to call yourself? Head Ned because you are leading it, sure. Shred Ned, okay. But what about the others?
Head Ned replies, the English language only contains so many words that rhyme with Ned, so some are a stretch, but many have relevance. Thread Ned had much nicer pants, that is threads, than us. Stead Ned was originally just going to be rhythm guitar, steady rhythm. Cred Ned was very honest and credible. Dead Ned was the guy we killed in the music video. Blood Ned once cut his hand while drumming and bled all over the white drum heads. For our current members, Dread Ned has dreads. Bed Ned can nap pretty much anywhere. Zed Ned was the last Ned name we could come up with.
Casecos says, what happens when we eventually run out of Ned quotes? Reuse them, break up and form Progressive Frink.
Head Ned replies, oh man, Progressive Frink, that's gold. We have a couple band ideas if needed. Motown, all the greatest prank calls as soul hits. Propane and Discomfort, the king of the hill death metal band. Bite My Shiny Death Metal, a bender quote band that is at least 75% metal. Ultra Lord Sheen says he saw the video for White Wine Spritzer and that's now what I imagine goes on in Ned's head when he uses the word heck. Can you describe your ideal burger? Head Ned replies, thanks neighborino. I'm glad the reneducation is taking hold. Medium cooked burger, plain with nothing on it, like my favorite popsicle flavor.
Smoke at the Pot says, are you the ones dressed in the hazmat suits when you're setting up or y'all have road eyes?
Head Ned replies, SHHH. But, yes, that's us. We are our own rodeo active crew.
Supreme Doge was there says, what is the process of writing a Ned Flanders metal song? Do you watch The Simpsons while writing them or just have random favorite quotes you use as a base?
Head Ned replies, great question. The first record was largely based on favorite quotes. For the second record, I actually sat down and watched the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons over the course of a month. I kept a notebook nearby to jot down any Ned quotes.
The bearded man says, what's your favorite Simpsons character besides Ned? What's your first Simpsons memory? Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Head Ned replies, when I was younger, it was Bart. As I get older, it's becoming Homer. I grew up with the show, but the first thing I remember was actually seeing The Simpsons on Butterfinger BB ads and stuff. I thought they were mascots of it or something, that they had built an entire show off of. I was maybe 3 or 4. Pineapple belongs on pizza, just not my pizza.
Fatal28 says, what are your religious views? P.S. Saw you guys at the Vanguard in Tulsa. Good shit.
Head Ned replies, not as religious as Ned himself, but that's a high hurdle.
Chtor says, what is the very best cheese?
Head Ned replies, cottage. Goes great on cucumbers.
Riot Fox Loki says, loved you at first Ave. Really wish you had a longer set then. Is the ski suit insanely hot to wear under a sweater?
Head Ned replies, thanks neighborino. Minneapolis was, I think, 17 degrees that day, so the ski suit wasn't so bad. The ski suit breathes really well and doesn't get as hot as you might imagine. With just the ski suit, it kind of feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. So fairly breezy.
Themedrick says what are the chances you guys do a Christian rock record? I feel like Ned would approve.
Head Ned replies we'll probably stick to metal as our main genre, but that could be interesting.
Torter25 says how do you start a Ned Flanders rock band?
Head Ned replies the 3 essential ingredients are 1. Attire, green sweaters, pink collars, gray pants, glasses, mustaches 2. Friends or acquaintances who do not think you're insane when you say you're starting a Flanders band. 3. Puns, lots of them.
Darth Homer J says did you have to salt the earth so nothing would ever grow again?
Head Ned replies he, yeah.
Grunge1 says on the itchy and scratchy CD-ROM, is there a way out of the dungeon without using the wizard's key?
Head Ned replies what the H diddly are you talking about?
Shelbycobra 357 says what were some other band names you guys considered when first starting? Thanks for doing this IAmA, my day just got much more interesting.
Head Ned replies thanks for the question. We actually never intended to start a band based on it. It was just a running joke of imagining the worst band name for a death metal band to walk on stage and say. I think some of those were the Wiggliest Worms or the Blueberry Boys. Someone said Okilly Dokilly. When we realized we could fit the word kill in the name twice and call it Nettle, we started to move the idea into reality.
Silky Luke says what bands inspired the metal side of Okilly Dokilly? Also, are you planning on coming to or near Montana?
Head Ned replies the first band that got me into screaming vocals was Thrice. I kind of worked backward through their discography. There's a band from Japan called Maximum the Hormone that bounces between J-pop and really grindy death metal. That juxtaposition of musical elements was a big inspiration. I also had a friend named Kevin, who screamed in a local black metal band, but wore fun astronomy shirts at shows. Kevin's hardcore vocals combined with his light-hearted attire was a big inspiration. Kevin is great.
Spazhead1 says how many green sweaters do you own? Also what's laundry like?
Head Ned replies great question. We all have 5 sweaters and sets of Ned gear. Laundry is a big source of our Nedly rage. We constantly sweat in the clothes. Hotels generally have only 1 or 2 washers and dryers, and hotel dryers are often far too weak to dry the sweaters well. Even Mr. Sparkle can't help us here. Also because Mr. Sparkle is dish detergent.
Tear Zero Rusquid says saw you Neds at the masquerade in Atlanta last week. Have any of the former Neds contacted you since the white wine spritzer video was on The Simpsons? Was it congratulatory or were they asking to come back?
Head Ned replies thanks for coming to the show. I contacted all the former Neds prior to the video airing to let them know, and everything was congratulatory. The previous Neds all mostly left because of the touring schedule. Many of them have mods and rods and tods and other obligations that wouldn't let them tour as much as we do.
Tremor says any truth to the rumor that stupid sexy Flanders was forced to leave the band because his henny was too distracting to your audiences?
Head Ned replies 100% true. Stupid distracting Flanders.
Friendo says what is your favorite Ned episode?
Head Ned replies Hurricane Nettie. Lots of great Ned moments and my second favorite Lenny moment. When he walks up and Ned says, I don't even know you, but I'm sure you're a jerk. Supermanic Soul says would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horse rhinos or 1 horse-sized duck diddly ding dong? Head Ned replies as far as melon scratchers go, that one's a honey doodle. My vote is 1 horse-sized duck. We could go hide in the panic room until it goes away.
How about it 94 says saw you on both the 2017 and 2019 tours, love what you guys are doing. Is there any reference quote you want to do something huge with and just haven't found the right instrumental for? That is a quote from the episode you guys played the credits on. Secondly, is there any song from The Simpsons you guys have considered working in like you did with the Panic Room song, like Monorail for example?
Head Ned replies thanks for coming to the shows. The episode that we were on the credits didn't have Ned, so I don't think we'll be able to pull anything there. There's a quote where Ned and Homer are betting their sons will each win at mini golf. Ned says mercy is for the weak Todd. I want to use that one. A lot. We really want to create a Nedley of songs from the show. There's a scene where Ned is singing his own version of Rod Stewart to Maud. I want to use that. Nacho Man, Everybody Hates Ned Flanders, and a few others all in succession. It's in the works.
Mr. Dead Sir says what made you decide to make an all Ned Flanders band?
Head Ned replies we came up with the idea and didn't have enough reasons not to. We just happened to have a pink Flying V guitar in our drummer's garage. I worked for a clothing warehouse and could get green sweaters easily. I could grow a mustache and happened to be left-handed. We thought it would be fun and decided to go for it.
Smokey the Pot says, where did you get the donut floats? Goodyear tire?
Head Ned replies, we order them in bulk, since one is destroyed at nearly every show. To date, over 100 have been destroyed at shows. Figboot 2001 says, what were some of the best stops on the tour that just ended? Head Ned replies, Chicago was really memorable. The show had already sold out, and that was the night the episode aired that featured our video, so we got to celebrate with everyone. Just about every stop was really fun, so it's hard to pinpoint any.
Danubna Sacy saw you in Tallahassee, and thank you for commenting on my Max Sabbath shirt. What has been your favorite band you toured with?
Head Ned replies, thanks for coming to the show. Max Sabbath was really excellent to tour with. I can't really pick out a favorite, but our February tour with Playboy Manbaby sticks out, just because we drove through some really harrowing and gnarly winter weather. We'd each show up to venues in shell shock from the death-defying drives, and that created a kind of bond with those guys. Seeing them meant we had survived to diddly another day. They put on a really fun show too.
IAmA Exhale says, do you pay any royalties, etc. to Fox The Simpsons etc. Did you ever have Harry Shearer guest star in a song, and if not, were there talks about it?
Head Ned replies, we haven't. We thought we might be contacted by them early on, but we've always been careful about what we use. We never use any direct Simpsons merchandise in shows and never mention The Simpsons on our website or social channels. There haven't been any talks about having Harry Shearer on, but we're big Spinal Tap fans, so that would be very cool.
Dimdudumdum says, are you surprised at how long the 15 minutes have lasted?
Head Ned replies, I was surprised at the initial 15 minutes. We intended on getting an illegible font and being one of 9 bands on a Tuesday night show that no one goes to. The fact that we keep getting extensions is cherished by this humble Ned.
Master of Disaster says, what was the process like for having your music video played on The Simpsons? Did the producers contact you guys first, or was it more of a, oh my god, that's us on The Simpsons? Caught your show a few months back in Bellingham, WA, and loved it. Looking forward to seeing you all again next time you hit the Pacific Northwest.
Head Ned replies, thanks for coming to the show, neighborino. We did know ahead of time that the music video was going to be on the credits. They emailed us about 2 months in advance. The date moved a few times, so we didn't know it was going to be April 7th until just a week before. We kept it really secret because we almost didn't believe it was going to happen and didn't know how they were going to present it.
Stomp Cells says he would associate metal maybe with the Nelson character from Simpsons. How come did you choose Ned Flanders?
Head Ned replies, it all started with the name. We thought up Okilly Dokilly as the worst name for a metal band. From there we added the idea of the Ned character. I think a Nelson band would have to be an 80s cover band called Ahaha.
Shaggy Gamer 2 says, how hard is it for you and the band to stay in character? I love the band, by the way. You saved my life.
Head Ned replies, thanks neighborino. After so many tours, the character and the real person begin to meld. No one in the band uses the word brutal anymore. We all say brutalino.
Stereotypy says, what's the difference between apple cider and apple juice?
Head Ned replies, if it's clear and yellow, you've got a juice there fella. If it's tiny and brown, you're in cider town.
Hagrid SM says, which song is your favorite to play? My personal favorite of yours is Panic Room. Also thanks for the great show in London, hand with light skin tone making the sign of the horns.
Head Ned replies, thanks neighborino. I do like playing Panic Room. I get to play the mandolin for that one and the crowd reactions to the music changes are great. My 2 favorites to play are Godspeed Little Doodle and I Can't It's a Gia. Second one is newer. Both have crowd sing-along parts that are really fun.
Animal 6000 says, saw you at the Grey Eagle in Asheville. You guys were the best band on the bill. We had fun. Anyways, my question is, will you play Ogdenville soon?
Head Ned replies, thanks neighborino. We'd love to play Ogdenville, but we're not sure Ned Flanders can make it across the hundreds of miles of desert roads to get there.
Cheosrita says, are you still watching The Simpsons? What's your opinion on the more recent seasons?
Head Ned replies, I am. It's tough to watch on tour, but I catch up when I'm back home. I still enjoy the new episodes and seasons. There are definitely some gems. The first 12 seasons are the golden age for me though.
Alien Dream Toba Human says, if you were to do a Futurama-themed band, what would it be called? Would you play other styles of music, or would it be similar to the metal genre of Okilly Dokilly? Also, Is there a Ned Flanders of the group?
Head Ned replies it would be Bite My Shiny Metal Band, a Bender quote band with such songs as, compare your lives to mine and then kill yourselves, or I'll get my own band, with blackjack and hookers. Option 2 is a Scruffy the Janitor band called Boilin' Toilets. There isn't currently a mod. Darn t-shirt cannons. Skitchnkroski says can I join? Head Ned replies yes, but the initiation includes some pretty intense left-handed conversion therapy.
Spiders 138 says have you ever heard the song Ralph Wiggum by the Bloodhound Gang? Would you ever consider touring with the Misfats in a satire punk metal extravaganza?
Head Ned replies I haven't, but I'll check it out. That sounds like an awesome tour. We're working on some shows in Australia and want to tour with a Simpsons-themed doom band called Dr. Colossus.
C. Ward says my friend and I literally just discovered you guys last week. Do you find sexy Ned Flanders to be intimidating?
Head Ned replies thanks neighborino. Yes, but many body goals are intimidating at first.
The Mess says you guys are awesome. I got to see you in Milton Keynes when you came to the UK. What did you make of the UK and do you plan on coming back? If so when? Hand making the sign of the horns, man's head.
Head Ned replies thanks neighborino. The UK was really awesome. I never knew how far the Simpsons reached outside the US until we started this band. We had a great time in the UK and met lots of really cool people. I don't have any concrete details yet, but we're already working on coming back in winter of 2019.
J.O. says what's your favorite venue to play in and favorite venue to go to?
Head Ned replies there have been lots of really great ones. The Rebel Lounge in our hometown has always been great to us. There's a collection of stages in Atlanta called the Masquerade that is really fun to play at. Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland is really good to us. We got treated really well at a place called Norton's Brewing Company in Wichita, KS, and played a fun Halloween show there. I know I'm forgetting some, but each place has different charms, so it's hard to note all the good ones.
Drone 42 says do any of you drive a Gia, by chance?
Head Ned replies our original drummer, Blood Ned, had a Gia. We made many jokes, mostly asking if he could fit his drum set in his car.
A Pissafaghole says if you're prune Tracy, then who am I also? Shout out to your song White Wine Spritzer. I was jamming out to that just a few weeks ago.
Head Ned replies sounds like you need a visit to Dr. Foster thanks neighborino. Yap Hendwen says what's your favorite cities to perform in? Head Ned replies hometown shows in Phoenix are always very fun. We've had a lot of fun in Chicago, Denver, San Diego, Boston and NYC too. We're always excited to play smaller towns too, that don't get a lot of touring bands coming through.
Bloodfart says what's it like to invent a type of genre of music?
Head Ned replies very strange, but very fun. We often get asked what metal is. I always say it sounds a lot like rock and roll.